What an absolutely strange Spanish Grand Prix qualifying we've had there. Q1 was really odd, wasn't it? We had the red flag that was just thrown really early for Bottas, who eventually got moving, slowed the whole qualifying session down, but everybody was out, wasn't it? Because we had mixed condition, well, the wet weather earlier on, and the track was just really tricky. Nobody seemed to get a really good lap in, and the big surprises going out as well. Carlos Logan Sargent is P20 in the Williams. Charles Leclerc, the big shock here, P19 for him. He just really struggled with his rear tyres, he said. Just couldn't get them in the range. And even he was saying when the red flag came out, he was still on a really poor lap. Just no consistency, really struggled for the whole time. Alex Albon, P18, tops off a poor qualifying for the session for the Williams team. I thought they might be a bit better here this weekend, but actually not a great qualifying session for them. Next is P17 is Kevin Magnussen, and he'll be really disappointed, especially given how well his teammate has done. And then P16 for Valtteri Bottas, and it was a surprise P1 for Hamilton, and then followed by Norris and then Russell. But the star of the show there really was Zhou Guanyu with that last lap. Just got into Q2 with a P10 position, and Hülkenberg with a P5. Then into Q2, and then we had Yuki Tsunoda in P15, Nick De Vries in 14th, Zhou Guanyu 13th, Russell and Perez here. Russell actually qualified in 12th place. Really disappointing for him. And Sergio Perez, P11. I mean, if things couldn't get worse over the last 3 Grand Prix, it kind of just tops it off, hasn't it? It's been really, really bad for him. But the star here, Lando Norris, got it into P2 in Q2, and Piastri in P6. The McLaren is showing some good form for this Grand Prix, and they'll be, showing how impressive the form was going into Q3. But Perez, I mean, P11, Russell P12. There was an odd little incident with Russell and Hamilton at the end of that session also. Not sure what happened, but Hamilton closing down on George Russell down the straight, had DRS. Russell seemed to be passing a Ferrari, and then Hamilton went to the outside, and I think Russell just was a bit surprised he was there. Not a normal place to be overtaken, and broke his front wing. It was at the very end of the session, so no jeopardy there for Lewis Hamilton. And then into Q3, and Oscar Piastri in the top 10, a finish for him. Decent performance from them, but shocker for Fernando Alonso, the hometown boy, is going to start in P9. He was 1.2 seconds off the pace of that Red Bull. Not really sure where the pace went for him. He only did the one run at the end of that session though, so I don't think he was just struggling with the tyres or what, or the saving tyres for the race tomorrow. But really, really poor week result for him. I mean, expected him to take the fight to Red Bull, but P9 is not what we wanted to see. Nico Hülkenberg in P8, a really good result for him. Hoping to move forward in the race, and hopefully some points for that Haas team tomorrow. Ocon off a decent result last weekend, but a P7 for him. I think he'll be disappointed, especially when he looks at where his teammates ended up. Lance Stroll, better performance from him in P6. He's actually out-qualified Fernando Alonso. I think it's the first time this season. A much-needed positive result for him in that Aston Martin team. I think overall, when you look at where Alonso is, he'll be happy with that. Lewis Hamilton in P5, he was P2 at one point, but then came on some surprise performers. Pierre Gasly in P4, what a brilliant result for him in the Alpine. And then Lando Norris is in P3 in that McLaren, absolutely mega. He'll be trying to stay in that position for the race tomorrow. Let's see how that pans out. Carlos Sainz, the sole Ferrari, is taking the fight to the Red Bull this weekend in P2, and it was Max Verstappen, a comfortable P1. He was fastest in his first section by about 9 tenths from everybody. Everyone went around. I think the closest they got was just under half a second of the Red Bull of Verstappen, and it looks like he'll ramp away tomorrow. But you never know into that first corner. Carlos Sainz, the homeboy, a brilliant result for him. P2, can he put one on the inside and try and get a lead in his home race for the first time after a long time? It'll be absolutely brilliant to see. It'll be all to do in the start tomorrow. Thanks very much for watching. Please like, subscribe and comment as always. I'll see you tomorrow for the race review. Thanks for watching.